So as you can see, I'm underneath the 800. I'm going to take skid plate off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 or 11, maybe 12 or 13 10mm bolts holding the skid plate on with these washers. Some of them are damaged from like this one here. If I can get it focused in, from catching on rocks and stuff. My wife's 570. I put an aluminum deck plate, skid plate on the bottom of it because she likes to hit rocks. So anyhow, this still got the factory plastic. You can see it's cracked up there in the front. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, and that way I can get to this belt cover easier. I'll let you know when I'm done. Well, as usual, I broke off a couple of more of these. Hey, you gonna turn over? You're gonna be upside down. Probably upside down. All right. Like I said, as usual, I broke off a couple more of those bolts that hold on the skid plate, and I lied. I had 7/16, 5/16, 3/8, and 10mm bolts under here because apparently I've broken them off before. So now I got it off there. You can see the bottom of the belt housing. You see the bottom of the clutch housing right there. So I'll be able to get in here a lot easier to fix that thing up. I'm gonna silicone it. I'm gonna put screws in it. I'm gonna put bolts in it. I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff to it because it's not gonna leak on me again. There's nothing worse than going through a mud hole and then not being able to move because your belt's all wet. Maybe I'll put a drain on the bottom of my belt housing while I'm at it. So if it does fill up with water, I can drain it out without having to poke a hole in it. So I'll figure that out and we'll get back to it. Okay, so I was looking for a bulkhead drain plug to put in the belt housing, but I went down to the hardware, they didn't have it. So what I come up with is I got a 1/2" bushing, stainless steel, 1/4" threaded hole on the inside of the bushing, and then a 1/4" cap, or excuse me, plug, which I'll put some thread tape on. I'm gonna cut this bushing off a little bit, say in here, so much of it isn't sticking in. I'll put a rubber washer, some silicone on there, and I'll thread this nut on here like this. And I will then I'll tighten it up with that washer in there or the silicone, and it will hold the plug into the belt cover, and then if it gets water in it, I can just unscrew this plug and let the water out. Put some thread tape on here so that the water doesn't go in, and it'll also be easier to take it out. I'll have to carry a little crescent wrench with me in case that happens, because I'm not going to leave this loose enough to do it by hand, because then it'll probably end up falling out from the vibration. So we'll see how this works. If it doesn't work, I guess I got to get a new belt cover. So let's try it. Alright, I'm thinking the best place to put the drain in is right in the middle right here. I was looking underneath. This will be the furthest away from the belt and be on the bottom. Is right in this area right here. I'll probably have to put a hole in the skid plate in order to access it. But that's where I'm going to put it, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down and get the hole drilled in here and get it put together. Okay, I'm going to use a 3/4" spade bit to drill the initial hole, since it's just plastic anyway, and then if it needs to get bigger I'll use a step bit. hopefully that hole's small enough that I can kind of thread the bushing into there. I put an O-ring on the bushing here. Hopefully that's gonna, oh yeah, that's definitely too small of a hole. Stand it up here and see if I can. Force it in there, kind of thread itself. And to go a little bit bigger. So I stepped it up to a 7/8 hole. See how that works. Well, that's just a little bit too big. That's okay. That's why I got an O-ring on it. That's going to be a good tight fit. Okay, I need to see if I can turn that nut around so it grabs into the plastic. Oh yeah. That's going to be good. I'm going to put a little RTV on there just to make sure. This is high temp silicone sealant. It's not going to get that hot, but it's what I got available. It's what I'm going to use. That's pretty tight on there. So that's going to work. That is going to work. Take and put a piece of thread tape on this plug. One-inch wide thread tape on a half-inch wide plug. That'll work perfect. I stuck my finger right in the RTV. Grabbed the biggest pair of channel locks I have. Because if these will work to tighten it up, there's plenty of space in the ORV to put these bad boys. I think that's tight enough. Ain't going nowhere. Perfect. Now I gotta figure out where I need to cut in the skid plate, so I'll be able to get to that. I got an idea, but I'm gonna set this belt cover on and find out for sure. Well, I can actually get at that by taking the seat out, so I don't have to cut a hole in the, yeah, stupid thing. I don't have to cut a hole in a skid plate because I can get at that plug by taking the seat out and reaching underneath. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and hopefully it won't come to it, because I'm going to seal it up with some silicone like I said, and then it ain't never going to leak anyway, unless I go about 3 feet, 4 feet of water maybe. So, which I've been known to do. If I do, then I'll drain it out. Okay, so I put some caulking on it. Yeah, caulking, silicone caulking, because I had some left. I'm going to put my cover on it. I'm going to find some screws. I'm going to bolt it up. It's never going to leak again. Here's the plug. That's nice and tight in there. It's got some silicone around that on the inside. I might put a little more on there, but there's enough behind the nut, and there's also a O-ring on there, so it'll be fine. This is the hardest thing to get in. I don't know why they made this thing like this. Gotta kind of get it over here. Get it down in the hole. Yeah. I can't right this second, but just give me a second. Get some screws in here. All right, just a minute. Somewhere. My wife wants me to help her do something because she needs my muscles. That's never a good thing. So far, so good.
I can't lift them too high. Caulk and stuff on the razor? Wow. That's a new one.
Yep.
Is that like a temporary fix or?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
No? I didn't know the caulking worked on automotive.
Sure does.
Huh?
Sure does.
Sure it does, right?
It's silicone.
Oh, you're videotaping yourself again?
Yep.
You got the American flag,
Videotaping you too.
flag flying in the background.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong side.
Is this the piece that you were talking about using in the basement up here in the razor?
What?
You already cut this one?
Yeah, I didn't cut it to length. I didn't know what length you needed.
Yeah, okay.
No. You see a 3/8 socket in there? No.
3/8? Where the socket, where they at?
Short one, probably laying in the front over there. About that long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get your phone out here so I can see what time it is?
Yeah, it's over there on by the computer.
Time get away.
Huh?
Time get away from us. We have to go get Dad.
Yeah. Alright, 2 more screws.
We have about a half an hour to go.
I gotta get this in before it dries, that's why. Oh my gosh. Too long or too short? Well, I finally got that in. That was a pain in the butt. Anyway, I gotta go see what my wife wants. She's putting mulch around her flowers.